joining us right now. She was the victor last night in the GOP primary. Remember, there were 87 candidates, I think, running for the Republican primary. But Kathy Szeliga, who was seen as the frontrunner from the beginning because of her tenure there in Annapolis, she emerged as the nominee, and she is now our guest. Thanks for joining us, Madam Republican Senate nominee. Is that the right title?
Oh, just Kathy. Always works with me.
Actually, Kathy, you bring up a good point. How do you officially 100% now pronounce your last name?
Szeliga.
Okay, see, we got it. It's Szeliga. Szeliga.
Yeah, but I always just tell people Kathy's easy. You can call me Kathy.
Kathy, thank you for allowing us to do that. Let me ask you, we saw a very hotly contested race on the other side of the aisle. The Democrats were tearing each other apart there between Chris Van Hollen and Donna Edwards, and there's got to be some bad blood there. How are you going to exploit that and get some of those votes?
I think you should be on my team. What are you doing later today? Well, first, I'd like to just thank all the voters who supported me. I'm really humbled and honored to have gotten so much support and very excited about this election. I'm kind of looking at it like a playoff game, right? We won the playoffs, Super Bowl's in November. We got to train hard if we're going to beat them. And absolutely, you can see the weaknesses there. And Chris Van Hollen, he is the ultimate D.C. insider. He's been there for more than a decade. And I just tell voters, hey, if you like what's going on in Washington, D.C., then you should vote for Chris Van Hollen. But if you want to change things, you've got to put new people down there.
Well, I mean, it is a daunting task in Maryland where Democrats outnumber Republicans 2-1. I mean, will you be reaching across the aisle to try to convince them that you are worthy of their vote? How will you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can just look at the last statewide election, and Larry Hogan won. Voters, Democrats went across the aisle, voted for a Republican. He's a business owner. I'm a small business owner. I have a degree in education. I've been a soccer coach, soccer mom. My husband and I did foster care. We have great networks into Democrat communities, traditionally Democrat communities, and we're going to continue to work that. I've been somebody who can work across the aisle since I got to Annapolis 5 years ago.
Can I suggest something to you? Can you blatantly, cynically, and absolutely shamelessly play the gender card here? Because you know Hillary Clinton's going to do it when she's campaigning in Maryland. Here's the thing. Barbara Mikulski, she was a trailblazer, and she meant being one of the only women in the Senate, that meant something. Why should Democrats in Maryland hand this seat over to just some dumb white guy like Chris Van Hollen? Kathy, you got to do this. Say, I'm a woman. Keep this in a woman's hands.
You're right. I think you're right. And if you look at the delegation, the 8 members that are going to Congress, most likely, they're all men, right?
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I mean, can Maryland truly have 10 members of Congress and not one of them be a woman?
That's right.
When 60% of the voters are women?
It's important to me, Kathy, because you got the nomination from the Republican side. So I think it transcends party politics. I'm on board with that.
Now, do you imagine that the governor will be out campaigning alongside you as you go forward?
Yes, I do. I've known Governor Hogan for many years, and working with him in Annapolis, we have a great relationship. He loves the state of Maryland, and he knows that the same thing that we all know. If you want to change Washington, you have to put different people there. What's the definition of insanity? Sending the same people to Washington and expecting different results.
Well, Kathy Szeliga, we wish you the best of luck and congratulations on your victory last night.
And let me tell you real fast, Larry Hogan won that race because he was a frequent guest right here on Mornings on the Ball.
That's absolutely
so
right.
We expect to hear a lot from you.
I will take you up on that. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Thank you so much, Brian and Larry. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It's 7:50.